Well, good afternoon, everyone. Can I welcome you all to this launch of the Medway Lottery? And my name is Councillor Howard Doe, and I am the Deputy Leader of Medway Council. Firstly, I have to say how thrilled I am that so many of you have been able to attend, and are still coming in, I know, some of you. We're here, it's very thrilled to be here with Phil Wright from Gatherwell, who is is working with us to launch this first ever Medway Lottery. And I'd like to thank you all for attending. In an ideal world, I'd like to have been able to welcome you all in person, but I suspect by now you know it's not quite possible to do that. And of course, you'll probably be well used to virtual meetings. Now, can I just start with a few housekeeping points so that we know that you're able to participate in a way that suits you? As a first, because we want many organisations to be able to learn about the lottery, we will be recording this meeting so that others who can't attend this afternoon are able to catch up at a later stage. If you're feeling shy or for any other reason don't want to be recorded, then please do switch off your camera now. We shall also be taking photographs of the event using the overall publicity. And again, if you do not want to be photographed, please let us know. I'll be saying a few words of introduction followed by Phil, who will be giving you the details of how the lottery will operate and how you can benefit. We will run through our presentations, and I should be grateful if you could hold your questions until the end. And please use the chat functions to record your questions during the meeting, or put up your hand at the end, and we'll get round to you all. We'll attempt to answer certainly as many of them as we can today, and you'll also be able to email us with any questions afterwards as well. So anyway, as I say, I'm delighted to see so many of you here this afternoon. I think it's a great celebration of what Medway stands for and illustrates the many wonderful good causes, voluntary and charitable organisations we're so lucky to have here in Medway, and in fact they make it quite a special place. We're very excited about the lottery and to have got it to this stage. The past 16 months have been an exceptionally tough time for us all, both as a country and here in Medway. And we know that the voluntary sector has been particularly hit hard by the pandemic. And so with more people wanting services, of course, and perhaps less money coming in to provide them. So we feel this is a good time to be launching this new lottery as a simple way for you to generate income. We also wanted to do something positive that can connect our community to the many good causes that do so much to help the people of Medway, as well as helping to draw many residents into charitable giving who might otherwise not automatically give at the moment. Plus, they have the added incentive of being able to win on the lottery themselves. Now, we've followed the success of other council lotteries that Gatherwell has helped to launch and run. They're a very successful provider of community lotteries, so we're really pleased to be working with them. Now, before I go, I just want to emphasise that this is not Medway Council's lottery. It certainly isn't. We've been privileged to enable this, but it is the community's lottery. The only reason for its existence is to make sure that we get the community to support the various local causes that are doing so much good work. And I will now hand you over to Phil Wright of Gatherwell, who will go through everything in more detail. Gatherwell are the external lottery manager who partnered with to deliver this lottery, and they have huge experience in this field, as you will learn, and work with many other councils across the country to provide very successful community lotteries. So I hope you'll all be keen to get involved in this important initiative for Medway. Sign up and help us spread the word. Thank you. Over to you now, Phil.
Thanks ever so much, Councillor Doe, for the introduction for the Medway Lottery. It's a lovely, impassioned introduction that we're really pleased to be a part of, to be supporting the local community in Medway. And as Councillor Doe mentioned, we are the external lottery manager partnered with Medway Council, but this is very much for the causes within Medway and for the community to get behind it. So just to sort of kick off, some people may have seen a little bit of this introduction when we've worked with Medway Third Sector CVS previously, but this was when it was as a concept, and this is very much now to run through exactly how it's going to work for you as good causes locally to benefit from it. So Medway Lottery, the website and the platform is live. And so it's powered by Gatherwell. So as Councillor Doe mentioned there, we run about 100 of these community lotteries across the UK, from the south coast up to the Western Isles of Scotland, across from Wales to East Anglia. And it's a way of raising money within the community for the community. And it's brilliant that we've got thousands of good causes on board. And it's providing a way for you to fundraise in possibly a different avenue that you wouldn't be able to in your own right. But it's a way that will engage local residents to fundraise and support you on an ongoing basis. This is sort of a brief agenda of what we'll run through. So how it works for supporters. So we need some people playing this. We need some people buying tickets in order to raise the money. So how it works for supporters. Where the money goes, so splitting the pound, which probably gives you a bit of an idea as to how much tickets cost. Some of the prizes, what people can win through buying a ticket. And how it works, and very much importantly, is how it works for you as good causes. How do you sign up to it? What resources are available and support available for you when you're on the platform, and how do you make the most out of it, and some sort of tips of making the most out of your page for your fundraising channel on the lottery. And also there'll be a bit of an ask as a bit of a commitment or a bit of a challenge that we'll sort of set to go into the launch. So we have it, a successful launch and ongoing lottery within Medway. So how does it work for supporters? The website is live, so medwaylottery.co.uk is now live. It's not live for supporters to buy tickets yet, but it is live for you as good causes to go and register. It's a weekly lottery, and the draws take place at 8 o'clock on a Saturday evening. And like typically with most lotteries, the more numbers people match, the more money that they will win. Something I just will mention now, as I can see a lot of people getting sort of a pen and paper out. These slides will be shared. So of course, jot down any notes, but this information will be shared afterwards as well, just to let you know. As I mentioned, so there's the more prizes people match, more numbers people match, the larger the prize people will win. Tickets cost £1, and it's £1 a week to play the lottery. For each player, they choose either a selection of 6 numbers of their choice, or they do a lucky dip. It's up to them when they buy the ticket. But the difference with this lottery is that people, when they come onto the platform to buy a ticket, they have a choice of which cause to support. And by you registering as a good cause on the platform, you will have your own page, and people can support your cause by buying a ticket through that page. And I'll come on to that in a little bit more detail of how that works. When people sign up to play, they buy, it's £1 a week to buy a ticket. They can buy multiple tickets, and they can buy multiple tickets for different causes, but it is £1 for each cause to support it each week. And people, when they sign up on generally on a recurring basis. So whether it's about 95% of people sign up via a recurring direct debit or a recurring debit card payment. Or people also have the option to buy a block of tickets. So whether that would be 1 month, 3 months, 6 months, or 12 months worth of tickets. But by signing up on a recurring basis, that means for you as good causes, you've got a nice recurring income on a monthly basis that you can monitor and you can then budget for and forecast that's going to be coming in from your supporters playing your lottery. And then for the supporter, when they win something, we invite them back onto the platform to claim their winnings. And it's a very simple process to do so. But the reason we do that is we give them the option at that point to donate their winnings back to you as a good cause. So it's a little bit of a pull on the heartstrings, an emotional sort of question as to, brilliant, you've won some money. would you like to donate it back to the cause that you're supporting? And about 10% of all winners do donate it back to the cause. So it's nice, another payment that comes into you as the good cause or charity. And where does the money go? As Councillor Doe mentioned, we are what are called an external lottery manager, licensed by the Gambling Commission to support people for run lotteries for non-commercial reasons. As part of that license, the minimum amount is 20% that has to go back to good causes. Well, the reason why we set up was to support fundraising. So within this lottery, 60% or 60p in the pound will go to good causes. Out of that 60p, 50p will go directly back to the nominated good cause, so back to you as the nominated good cause, and 10 pence will go to a central fund that will be administered through Medway Council. Currently, we don't know exactly how, or the council doesn't know exactly how much that fund is going to be, but that will be reviewed and spent back out on the community within Medway. So for every ticket that someone buys, 50p of the pound will go directly to you as the nominated good cause. 20% covers the prize structure. And it's a good point now just to reiterate that you as a good cause have no liability whatsoever to cover any of the prizes. So if one of your supporters wins the jackpot, £25,000, well, that's my next slide of what the prizes are, £25,000, then you don't have any worries whatsoever to cover any of those prizes. All you've got to do is shout about it, celebrate it, and talk to people about it to say, look, support our cause. We've had a jackpot winner, or we've had a £2,000 winner, or whatever it might be. But just to reiterate, yourselves as good causes and Medway Council have no liability to cover those prizes. That's managed by us. And then also there are some costs for the payments, the hosting, the management of the lottery, which is that 20%, which also includes VAT on the service there. So that's where the splitting of the pound go. That's where the money goes, and we're quite transparent about that because we want to show that big chunk of that 60p is going back to good causes within Medway. And then, as I already kind of took the headline of what the jackpot prize is. So if someone matches 6 numbers, they win £25,000. If someone matches 5 numbers, then they win £2,000, and it drops down on there. The way those number patterns match are when someone chooses their numbers, they choose 6 numbers between 0 and 9, and they match the numbers when they come out in that order. So if you match all of the 6 numbers in that order, you win £25,000. If you match the first 5 numbers or the last 5 numbers in the order, then you would win £2,000, and then it drops down on that basis there. Next to the £25,000 there, for those that have got good eyesight, you might see that there's a little asterisk next to the £25,000, and that always looks like you're kind of putting in a get out of jail ticket, a bit of small print in there. So I'll address that because that's not the case. Is at the bottom of the slide there that hopefully people can see, it says that the jackpot prize is underwritten by prize insurance, which is very, very common in sort of these sort of charity community lottery scenarios. So what that means is if you have a winner, then that is covered. So if we have a jackpot winner on the first ever draw, which we did have in South Kesteven in Lincolnshire, we had a £25,000 winner on the first ever draw, which is fantastic PR, great news to share. Then that is covered, so there's no worry to anyone about covering that jackpot prize. And then those smaller prizes, the lower 5-number match, 4-number match, and 3-number match, are all covered as part of the rest of the 20 pence there. So just to cover all that off. And what it shows there is the odds of winning any prize across the lottery is 1 in 50, which is a pretty good odds for these kind of draws. We've also got some periodically run bolt-on prizes. So periodically throughout the year, probably 4 or 5 times a year, you'll be notified as a good cause to say, not only do you have the standard prize structure that we've just covered there, those cash prizes, we've also added in some additional prizes. And so the one that's currently in operation is a staycation that's for £1,000 within the UK. That's on top of those cash prizes that we've got. And the reason we do those and reason we add those in is because we want to provide you with another message that you can thank your supporters that are already playing with an additional prize, or it can be a reason for you to promote it again and shout about it through your marketing channels to say, look, play the Medway lottery and by the 1st of September or the 1st of November or whatever the draw date is for that specific prize, we've got an extra prize available. You'll be given the marketing resources and materials to share, but it gives you something extra to talk about, to promote, and also to thank your current supporters who are already playing. And you never know, you might engage them and they might buy a second ticket to support you as part of that as well. And this is the important bit, the bit that you want to know is, how do you get involved with it? How does it work for good causes? And how do you sign up? So as I said, the website is live for you to go and sign up. So medwaylottery.co.uk. You'll apply and it says, are you a good cause? You'll click on that link and it will give you some information about joining. It'll also just give you the eligibility criteria to make sure that you meet that criteria of who can be joining as a good cause. It's very, very quick and easy. It's really, everyone always says, it's going to be something like this is going to be a couple of minutes. We've tried to streamline it to make it as quick and easy as possible. Ask you to upload a logo if you've got a logo of your organization, or an image that can clearly sort of identify who you are. Upload your details, who you are, what you do, and some contact details for an administrator, and register an email address, and then click apply to join. At that point, you'll sit in sort of an approval process until someone within Medway Council will say, yes, we know who you are, you meet that criteria, and then click approve. Once you're approved, you'll get a suite of marketing materials that are designed for you. Because you've uploaded a logo or an image, the lottery branding and your logo will be put on a suite of marketing materials. And you can download those. They'll be in a Facebook format, a Twitter format, a PDF. Also, you can edit a PDF as well before you download it, so you can make it a bit more creative or have your message within it, and also some other assets within the platform that enables, if you're not, if you're a volunteer-led organisation, you don't have a lot of time to do sort of marketing and design or anything like this, which I imagine is probably most of you. We've built those assets within the platform that you can just simply download or edit if you require to, and then you can share that across your social channels, throughout your email distribution. You can print them off, you can pop them up on notice boards, or if at the moment it looks like some in real life events might be starting at some point soon, then they've also got QR codes on the printable versions as well. So it means that if anyone's there, they don't have to print off hundreds of leaflets. Someone can just scan that QR code and it will take them to your page on the Medway Lottery website as well. So we've tried to make it as easy as possible to sign up. And then most importantly, at the start of each month, you'll receive a payment into your nominated bank account based on the number of tickets that have been sold. So for every ticket in those draws within that month, you'll receive 50p for each of those that will get paid into your nominated bank account. So you will be able to log in, see how many tickets have been sold, and you'll get notified of how much you'll be receiving, and you can monitor that. Also, what's quite nice is with your dashboard, which I'll come on to in a second, if you do a little bit of a marketing push, then if you see your tickets increase, then you'll see that money increase as well that will come into your bank account. So it's nice instant reward for recruiting new supporters. And as I mentioned at the start, well, hopefully I mentioned at the start, there is absolutely no cost to you as a good cause for being a part of this. It's a case for you to sign up and start receiving some fundraising based on those supporters buying tickets. This is an example, I hasten to add, it's an example of the three-legged cat charity that we've used on the platform there. So once you have uploaded, so the picture of the image, image there of the cat would be where your logo goes or where your image goes. Your information in the About Us section, please do edit it. We come with some standard text, but please do edit it to say what you do and what it's your chance to promote and sell yourself. We don't need 3 paragraphs necessarily, but it's your chance to say what you're doing and what you're raising money for. Also on your page, there will always be the call to action to buy tickets wherever people scroll down on that page as well. And it explains to people how it works and how they can support you. So this will be an example of your good cause webpage. Also, along the top there, you've got your ticket target. When joining, you can set that ticket target to whatever you like. And as your supporters grow, you can also increase that ticket target. So it's got a chance for you to edit the page whenever you like as well. So if you're the administrator, then you can log in and update those details whenever you like through the portal. So it seems to have frozen. And this is an example. Sorry, just go back one. Sorry about this. Just come on. There you go. Sorry. So this is the example of some of the marketing material that you might see. It's got the lottery logo at the top. It's got the branding for the good cause on there. It's got an easy search term so people can find you. If this was a digital version, then it would have embedded links. So as soon as someone clicked on this, then they would be taken directly to your page. But these are updated seasonally, so you'll always have some more information to share throughout. And again, if there's any other additional offers, then we'll also communicate to you via email to let you know that please log in and download the new marketing materials so you can share out to your supporters. I've done plenty of talking, so I'll just, for the next couple of minutes, provide a video that will show you a little bit more information about accessing the dashboard and making the most out of the resources that are available. Give me 2 seconds whilst the page loads. I think we're presenting to this number of people on a call. Videos tend to slow down. Sorry about this, it's taking a little while to load. I may come back. I do apologise for this. I may come back to this slide, or we'll share this video afterwards. It's a couple of, we have this video online, so it's a couple of minute video about sharing your dashboard. But I'm just conscious that of time as to move on for this one. Let me just 2 seconds whilst I stop sharing. As I think I'm going to need to reload the tray. Do apologise for this one. After spending 14 months on these calls, it's great to have these technical issues still every so often.
Bill, would it help if we turned our cameras off, some of us? Would that help?
Bear me. I mean, yes, that would possibly give it a go if people want to do that. That may well help. I think that should. I think we should be back in action now. I do apologise for. I'm hoping we can now.
So you've signed up as a good cause. Now what do you need to do? Well, you need to let people know about it so they sign up and support your cause. We do all of the boring hard stuff for you, and we even give you tools to promote it, but you need to use them to spread the word. Start shouting from the rooftops and let as many people know as possible. Remember, the more people who know about your lottery page, the more supporters you will get and the more money you will raise. The sky's the limit. Never stop recruiting supporters. Not only do you scoop 50p from every ticket they buy, but they also help spread the word for you. And because people sign up as long-term supporters, you raise 50p from their tickets every week. And it all soon starts adding up. But it won't happen on its own. All you need to do is keep spreading the word. As a good cause, you get your own dashboard, which helps you keep track of how your lottery fund is performing. Download marketing leaflets or even customize them to say what you need to. When you first log into your dashboard, the name of your dashboard will be across the top, along with any immediate actions for you to do. You'll also see a chart to show how your tickets are growing. If you click on the supporters button, this will take you to a page where you can see all the details of the people that are supporting your cause. You can use the supporters details to thank supporters or provide updates on how their support is helping. The leaflet button is probably the most important button on your dashboard. Here you will find lots of leaflets that we create especially for your cause. You will find both printable and digital versions with your own logo on. What's more, they're specially tailored for you as they send people straight to your page where they buy tickets for your cause. All you need to do is make sure you use these leaflets to spread the word and watch your funds grow. So, print off as many printable versions and hand them out to as many people as you can. People can even scan the QR code that we put on there for you, which takes their device straight to your page, so they don't need to search for you when they visit the lottery site. Download the digital leaflet and email it to as many people as you know. Your digital leaflets contain a special button which directs them straight to your page, where it only takes a minute to sign up and start raising money for you. What's more, you can even change the text on all of these leaflets using the Customize button, so you can create your own version with a special message, like what the money you raise will be used for. A new leaflet design is available every few months, so you can keep the advertising materials for your lottery page fresh. So remember, your dashboard is your most important tool and provides you with everything you need to enroll your own supporters. We do all of the hard work for you. So all you need to do is shout about your page, spread the word, and watch the money you are raising grow.
Thanks for bearing with me on there. We got there in the end with the with that video. So as I mentioned, the website is now live. So medwaylottery.co.uk is live, and it's been designed in partnership with Medway Council, and it is very much a look and feel of the local area. But it's powered on the Gatherwell platform. So it's regularly updated, iterative changes that you'll see for both you as good causes as well as the player journeys. It's fully PCI compliant in terms of taking payments, and it's fully accessible as well. Although not a public service platform, so it's not a requirement for it to be accessible, it's something that we think it's important to support everyone within the community to access this website. It's got 99.7% uptime, and it's monitored 24/7. So if there's any issues with the website, people will be onto it to make sure it's up and in action straight away. And also, it's a responsive website, so it's mobile enabled for mobile and tablets, because about 70 or so % of people access it via mobile or tablet devices. Also, what I should say here is if there's anyone that is unable to access via the website, or would rather not access via the website, there is also on our support line the ability to buy tickets over the phone as well. But the primary message will be via the website. There's a dedicated phone number, so a local 01634 phone number. So for you as good causes, as well as the players as well. So if you've got any questions or queries that's related to signing up or access or anything like that around it, then please do give our support team a call. And also any email inquiries, whether it's players or good causes, will be directed to support@medwaylottery.co.uk. And there'll also be information going across Facebook and Twitter around the lottery as well. And they're great channels to be promoting the lottery on. Being a digital lottery, people see information across social media and are easily able to click through to buy a ticket. So what's the role of the council in this? As Councillor Doe mentioned, it's something that's been in the pipeline to be launched to enable for you as a good causes locally to fundraise. But they are the licence holder. It is operated by Medway Council, but it is very much for the community. So they have a licence with the Gambling Commission. They've got oversight, a general oversight of the lottery and oversight of the approval to make sure that good causes within Medway are on the platform. And they, by getting you all here today, that is the big part for Medway Council in terms of the marketing, because once you guys are on the platform as good causes, you have the emotive message, you have the connection with your supporters to promote it for them to buy tickets. But there'll also be general promotion that the council will do to get the message out there to the wider residents as well. This is an example. So Vale Lottery, or now part of Buckinghamshire, was launched back in 2015. It was the first local authority lottery that was launched within the UK. And they had at launch about 40 good causes that signed up. They've now got about 300 causes on that platform. And throughout the last 5 or 6 years, they've raised just shy of £500,000 for good causes within Buckinghamshire. And the feedback's been brilliant. We've made changes based on feedback to improve it over the years, to make your lives as easy as possible to fundraise and for the council to administer it. But it's growing, and there's great sort of customer feedback around the fundraising that's achieved. And we asked, a number of different local causes, what the lottery's meant for them and what they've done with their money, but also more importantly, how they've promoted it. So great Brickhill Cricket Club, they've got the luxury of having a clubhouse. Well, now people are able to go back to it, and their top tip for getting people to sign up to support them was to offer a drink. Brilliant if you're able to do that, but I appreciate not everyone could do so. And you've got to remember is it's not just one person buying a ticket for 1 week. They're going to likely to stay with you between 1 year and 2 years as a supporter. So it's a great investment to do a bit of marketing with that. Carers Bucks support unpaid carers in Buckinghamshire. And what their top tip was they added a lottery link on their page, on their website, and also on their signatures. So every email that went in and out of Carers Bucks as an organisation, under the signature, it had a clickable link that took people to support their page on the Buckinghamshire Lottery. Medical detection dogs. So at the time, this was focused around certain medical conditions, diabetes being one of them. I think of late that's been something around COVID identification, which has been fantastic. But their top tip is they had a link on their website, their charity website, and also they just regularly posted on social media. Sounds very simple, but it's just something just to remind you, just to do periodically, where there's something you can set a reminder in a calendar to say, share information on the lottery, then just a reminder to get it out to your current supporters and to buy tickets, and also to thank those current supporters that are involved with you as well. And then last one, Brill Sports and Social Club. They had a print off and download some of their leaflets, and they did a door-to-door post drop within the local village to support their cause, to reinvest some money in their equipment and facilities at that cricket club there. What this is just trying to show is you don't have to do huge amounts of paid advertising or anything like that. Just do some simple top tips to get the message out for your supporters to know about your page within the Medway Lottery. And our commitment for you as a good cause is you've got your own dedicated page and also all of the bespoke marketing materials that we've mentioned. You've got access to your dashboard to see who's supporting you. And also, if those supporters have opted in, you can also communicate to them as well. And it can be a great way of bringing in new supporters that may be involved with your charity in different fundraising avenues or volunteering opportunities as well as part of it. You'll get a welcome pack, and you also get weekly emails letting you know your supporters. And most importantly, 50p in every pound from lottery tickets will be paid back into your nominated account on a monthly basis. But we'll also, at the start, I said there'll be a bit of a challenge or a bit of a commitment to this, is what we're saying from today, please sign up. And once you're approved and tickets go live, we're setting you a challenge of can you sell 20 tickets within the first 4 weeks of it getting set up. What that actually relates to is averagely people buy about 1.8 tickets per person. So 20 tickets equates to between about 10 and 12 people supporting your cause, which I imagine quite often will be friends and family that are involved. But we're sort of just setting that challenge to get started. But obviously we hope that to grow 50, 100 tickets. You set your own target of how many tickets you want to sell. We also say, please register with a staffed email address. The reason for that is if we need to communicate with you, you actually someone there to reply to and pick up this information. And also periodically when we'll notify you about extra promotions, then that will come out as well. And also use your dashboard as the video ran through. Use the resources that are available to you and help us to help you to fundraise. That's the whole idea behind it, to enable a new fundraising channel for community organisations within Medway. And I'm sure many of you will wear several different hats within several different organisations, or will know of other organisations that may not be here today. Please help spread the word, as the more organisations that are involved with it, the more people can benefit from this fundraising avenue that's being launched through Medway Council. So that's all I've got to cover through. We struggled through with the technology, so I do apologise for that. But now sort of open up the floor to any questions you may have. But before doing that, I need to give you the dates. So that the platform is live to good causes now for you to go and sign up. It will go live to start ticket sales as of the 24th of August. And the first draw will be after the school holidays. So it will give people time to pick up marketing messages and communications throughout the school holidays, throughout September, for the first draw on Saturday, the 25th of September. So now I'll open the floor to any questions.
Okay, thank you very much indeed, Phil. That's very clear. We have a number of questions. I'll try and take them in turn. I think we have Simon had a question. Would you like to give us that question now? It simply was he thought it was 60p and not 50p, but I think you covered that in your presentation. But perhaps you'd just like to explain the central bit of it.
So 60p in the pound goes to good causes. 50p goes to your specific nominated good cause, but 10p goes to a central fund administered by Medway Council that will be spent back out on the communities within Medway. As I say, I don't think that's been defined specifically at the moment exactly how that will be distributed, but that will be then distributed back out to organisations within Medway. So 60p in the pound goes to good causes there.
And I just confirm that, of course, we ourselves as on the council will not be retaining any of it. That's absolutely central to the whole scheme. Malika, you had a question. Are you there? Yeah. Okay.
Sorry.
Yes. Oh, yes.
No, did I raise my hand? Maybe by mistake.
Oh, right. Okay. Don't worry. Not to worry. No, don't be sorry. It's all right. It's fine. Keith Harrison, did you want to raise anything at all?
So I've got my hand up as well. I don't know if you've seen that there. So.
Yes, Carol, you had yours up for some time, haven't you? Well, would you like to come in now?
Yeah, so thank you. I had a couple of questions. I think the technical support one's been answered, and the 10% fund. So what's the age limit for buying tickets as well?
So the age limit is 16. So it's 16 plus for community lotteries.
Mm.
So why is there a difference? Because obviously the national lottery is 18 plus.
Yeah. So as part of the Gambling Commission's review is the national lottery, because of the way it's structured, the Gambling Commission recognises that community lotteries, because of the way they're structured and where the money goes, it's classed as lower risk in terms of gambling. We've also, from our point of view, built in a number of checks and balances to mitigate that risk further as well. So there's no cash purchases. There's no on-the-day purchase. You can't buy a ticket for the same day on the same draw. And also we do age verification as well as part of that. So they are distinguished differently, community lotteries or society lotteries versus the national lottery. But 16 plus is the age limit for society lotteries of which this is one.
So of that 60p in the pound, just so I'm clear, so 50p of that goes to the nominated charity. And then 10p, then 10 pence goes to the council for nominated local good causes. So has the council got any thoughts around how they're going to distribute that funding to other good causes? And I suppose you'd need to have a big enough pot to be able to.
Yeah, I think. But what I can undertake that we will do, we will not be hanging on to that money for undue periods of time. We'll make sure that it's fairly distributed. Really, what we're after, I think, is where people have not gone in because of perhaps of they just don't want to do it that way. But where there are, we want to try and reach as many people as possible, and therefore we just want to have that small reserve so that we can meet those charities that really might need it, but perhaps aren't sufficiently able to get onto the site. Although I have to say that the question that I think you raised, Carol, about the technical support, you might want to enlarge on, Phil, because obviously when a number of charities will be coming to it and saying, oh dear, this looks terribly, terribly complicated, and actually it isn't, is it?
We've got over 10,000 good causes signed up across the different lotteries that we operate. So we always look at the user experience and the sign up process and how can we improve that. But we're quite comfortable, but always we'll take extra feedback if there is improvements that we can make. But we're quite comfortable that we've made it as an easier process as possible to sign up for good causes.
Fine. Okay, Sophie, did you want to come in?
Thank you. Yeah, I'm just a little bit concerned about encouraging people who are living on a real minimal income, encouraging them to be buying tickets and things where actually maybe they can't really afford to do so. So that is a concern, certainly with a lot of the people we support. And also you said about there being checks and balances in place, but what kind of support is out there to people who get into a real muddle with gambling and debt issues? So
to answer the first part of the question, there is research done on our lotteries and also generally society lotteries show that it tends to be slightly older, slightly more affluent individuals that play society lotteries. So that's the trend of who plays across the industry. That's not to say that there isn't anyone that you identify there isn't playing, but that is the general trend of people who play community lotteries because of the nature of the amount that goes back to good causes and the reason, reasonable size prize structure as an incentive rather than a absolutely change your life, and it's not a private jets or private islands kind of prize fund. It tends to be a different type of individual that is generally not associated quite so closely with problem gambling. So that's one part in terms of who generally plays. The second part is that Medway Council, as part of their license, have a responsibility to support the problem gambling charities, and by being a member of the Lotteries Council, there is a financial contribution to Be Gamble Aware that supports problem gambling within society as well. So there is also that the protection of vulnerable people and individuals as that side of things as well. So it's easy to say that yes, we're protecting people, but we do have a number of checks and balances in place to mitigate that risk as much as possible.
Thank you. Christine from Who Cares, would you like to put your question?
Thank you. Oops. Thank you. I'm just unmuting everything. So could you explain a little bit more detail, please, what type of organizations will qualify as a good cause? For example, Who Cares is a CIC, a community interest company. So do they need to be registered charities? Do they need to have be registered bodies? What are the qualifications?
So the best way, so the individual terms and conditions, rather than going through everything, it's detailed on the website. So that information, when you go through onto the apply for the good causes, all of that information will be detailed on the website. Rather than going through all the different sorts of terms and conditions now, that will be kind of detailed on the website there. So that's probably best to point you to the Are You a Good Cause page. So if you go on medwaylottery.co.uk, Are You a Good Cause, it's got some of those terms and conditions on there.
Right. Okay. We'll see from the chat line there we have someone who's just signed up. So well done, Medway Pride. I think it is. Yes. Okay. Anyone else out there that's got some questions? No.
No. Howard, there's a question there from Rick saying two-part question. And I mean,
Right.
Rick, did you want to?
Oh, yes, just come in.
Did Rick? Do you want to actually ask your question direct to Howard and to Phil?
Yes. Rick.
Yeah, hiya, sorry, couldn't find the unmuting button.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah, this is a two-part question. So, is this only open to Medway residents? And how can fraud be combated? So like multiple ticket buys or whatever, you know.
Yeah, I think I can answer those two questions. So anyone within the UK is eligible to buy a ticket. So the vast majority will all be residents within Medway, I'm sure, to support you as good causes. But anyone that's based within the UK is eligible to buy a ticket on the Medway lottery. The second question around fraud is so in terms of people buying tickets, so there's as a licensed body ourselves through the Gambling Commission, we have certain policies and also as part of the license for Medway Council around anti-money laundering. So we have a 20 cap limit per checkout, and if anyone meets that limit, we will then contact them. And there's other arrangements in place to sort of manage that sort of fraud. But it's as part of our license and Medway's license is we want to make sure that obviously it's not there's no irregularities or any fraudulent activities that are acting upon in the platform.
Okay, a question from Pat Cooper, Councillor Cooper. Are you? I think what you were saying was, supposing 20 tickets are not sold in the first 4 weeks by the good cause, what's the situation then?
Yeah, and also how was the 20 tickets actually chosen, that figure?
So this is where we say it's a challenge. You know, we want to put a bit of an incentive. If you don't hit 20, that's okay. You know, that is not a problem. You don't get knocked off the platform, but we want to set a bit of a challenge to people to launch successfully, because our experience shows us that if you launch well within that 6-week period, if we collectively have a push, the longevity and the success and the combined success for everyone within the area is more people know about it, more people support, more people play, and more funds are raised. So 20 tickets is a challenge that has been set. If you don't meet 20 tickets, then that is okay, but we'll see if you can as a challenge there. And those 20 tickets, it would be 20 tickets on a recurring basis rather than just a block of tickets, for example, there.
Okay, I had a question from Keith Harrison, who wants to know whether national bodies can apply.
So that, again, if I can revert people back to the terms and conditions, if you go through the "Are you a good cause?" it's got the details on who is eligible as part of that. So I'd sort of point people to that area of the website.
Okay, thanks. There are 2 local community groups I work for, but the other I volunteer for is Age UK Medway. So it's based in Medway, but we'll go through the hoops on your website. Phil, that's what you suggest, isn't it?
Yeah, I say it's not something, you know, it's essentially a council decision on it's not our decision on who is eligible from that side of things. So as I say, yeah, that's why I would, so unless anyone from Medway Council wants to comment, I'd say have a look within the website, and hopefully that will provide you with those details.
Well, I would have thought, frankly, that they are very much, I know, of course, the organisation concerned, and I think they are very active within Medway particularly, and therefore I think they would be included. But it would have to be on the basis that it is for the Medway branch.
Yes. Thanks, Karen.
Howard.
Yeah.
Phil, shall I come in on that one?
Yes, please do, Phil.
So when Cabinet agreed to set this up back in November 20, we set the criteria at that point, and the principal criteria were the good cause had to be a registered charity with a board of trustees, a constituted group with a volunteer management committee, or a registered community interest company. And the other criteria included they must provide services or activities that directly benefit people within Medway.
Yeah,
on that basis, a national body that provided services to people in Medway would be eligible.
Oh, well, there we are. We're both in accord on that one.
Thank you.
Right. Any more questions from anybody?
I think there's a couple of people with their hands up, Howard, unless they've just been taken down now. Anybody else have any more questions?
Yeah, I have. I've put my hand up.
Right, okay, carry on.
Yeah, hi. When you say 4 weeks from the launch, do you mean 4 weeks from us actually applying, or 4 weeks from when we go live?
So in terms of the tickets will be 4 weeks from when it's as long as we're setting the challenge ahead of the first draw, essentially. So between the sort of the 24th of August and the 25th of September. So that's when tickets can only be bought from the 24th of August. So don't worry about when you're approved. It's just when tickets go live. It's within that sort of first month. That's sort of the challenge. But as I say, it's a challenge.
I think what I'm trying to say is, what if Medway Council haven't got round to approving you by the 24th?
Sorry, so anyone can join at any point. So if for example, an organisation was to apply to join on the 23rd of August or even on the 1st of December, they will then go through the approval process and can join at any point. But obviously with the launch here, we're trying to create the environment where as many as the good causes are on the platform and are live by the time tickets go live. And that will then be where there'll be sort of the flurry of communication, promotion about it to different organisations. But there will be the ability to register at any point.
Hang on,
So
Phil, can I just come back? Sorry, you're not answering my question.
Yeah, please do.
Right, Phil, what I'm just trying to say is, if I apply now, and then Medway Council have not approved me by the 24th, but I have people signing up, paying their money, what happens to that money if I don't get approved then? What happens?
You won't go live on the platform until you're approved.
Thank you, that's the answer.
Okay, thank
you. But can I emphasise the fact that as far as Medway Council is concerned, you're not going to get a barrel load of red tape. This is very light touch. And, our idea is to get this thing up and running as quickly as possible and make sure that we don't stand in any sense between the giver and the charities that they want to grant the money to. So, we're there to, as it were, oil the wheels. We're not there to put roadblocks in the way.
Great. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Anybody else? Okay. Well, if there aren't any more questions, can I thank you, Phil, very much for giving us such an excellent presentation and also for answering the questions. Can I thank you all very much for attending. We do appreciate the interest that you've shown in it. We are determined that this will really, from the council, I can say this quite honestly, we are determined that this will be a success because we really don't want to see small organisations suffering any more than they have to in this, particularly in this pandemic situation. We haven't forgotten about you, and I don't think that the public will forget about you either. And I think that that's why I expect the lottery to be a success. So thank you all very much for attending. I'm very thrilled at the launch. And don't forget, you now need to register yourselves as good causes, and then we can get underway on the 24th of August. With opening it all up, and I'm sure then that tickets will sell like hotcakes, particularly with your help. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you.
Draw it to a close now.
Thanks, Howard.
Thank you
very much.
Yeah, thanks.
Bye.
Bye.